Hello, my name's Will, and I'm here with Team Fore. Alongside me, I have Martin, Ian, and Drew. So, this was back in the beginning of summer in June of 2023. Just got done out of football practice, went home and showered, and I really wanted to play some golf. I texted all my friends and asked them if they wanted to play with me. Sadly, none of them responded. So I figured I would suck it up, and I drove over to McRae. And then I went in, got a tee time, and they didn't tell me anything. They didn't tell me who I was playing with, what their interests were, or even how old they were. But I figured it would be all right, and I would suck it up. Then I went over to the driving range, I hit some balls, then I drove over up to the tee. When I got to the tee, I was surprised because I saw two older men who were probably about 70 and a middle-aged woman who was probably 50. I was shocked and I asked them if I was playing with them, and they said that I was. I figured it couldn't be that bad, so we started playing. The old men were walking and I was on a cart. I was kind of getting dragged along by them, but it wasn't awful. But by the fifth hole, they really slowed down. It was probably 4.5 hours for 18 holes, and I had never been more tired in my life. So the whole time I was thinking of how can I solve a solution for people that maybe don't have a golf partner and want to play with someone with the same skill, that have the same hobbies, and that are the same age. So we came up with the golf app Fore. Fore is like Match.com, but for golfers. And then, once you download our app and you open it, you'll be put in right into registration. You'll be able to put in your basic information, which is your name, email, and phone number. You'll be able to put in things about you, like your hobbies, what your handicap is, which is your skill level, your gender, and your experience. Then you'll put in your location and where you can golf. Next, once you fill out the registration, you'll be thrown right in. You'll be able to match up with hundreds of other people that we'll have on the app. As soon as you tap on their profile, you'll be able to match with them. Once you click match, it will send a notification to the person on the other end, and you'll be able to message them either through their phone number, or you can message them straight through the app.
Now this is an example of a user of our app. This guy's name is Dave. He's 25 years old. He just graduated college and just moved into the Chicagoland area. He makes around $49,000 a year, but he loves to golf, eat, play fantasy football, and sing karaoke. But also, he loves to meet new people. Now this is an example of a golf course being our customer. They have a low to medium revenue. They have trouble filling up their tee times, but they are also in a less dense location. Now, here are some alternatives to our app, GolfLink and GolfNow. GolfLink is a golf social media page, but they don't actively help match up golfers. While GolfNow is just a tee time booking service. But these are both indirect competitors, and we do not have any direct competitors. Now, our three main selling points of our app include our AI matchmaking system, which helps match our players based off of their age, skill level, and interests. And once they are matched up, they can take advantage of our in-app messaging, which they can talk to each other and find a time and place where they want to play. And once they are actually playing, they can take advantage of our in-app scorecards, including Wolf and other golf games.
Now we have our customer relations. We have 4 Twitter relations, first being YouTube. The reason that we're using YouTube is because it's a very video-friendly platform that people will be able to pull up right through a link. Next, we have TikTok. The reason we'll be using TikTok is to target younger generations, such as ages 20 to 30. We'll be able to figure out quick algorithms that will get us lots of views and recognition. Then we'll have Instagram. I can't name one person that doesn't use Instagram, and it's a super good way to share a bunch of posts and a lot of updates about our app so we can let the future users know how our app's coming along. Lastly, we have flyers and posters. We'll be putting these flyers and posters up across all different golf courses, so when people like me are walking into the golf course that maybe don't have a partner, can see this app, scan the quick QR code, and download the app right away and find someone to play with.
Now how our users will download our app is via the Google Play Store or the App Store, which are both our indirect channels. And I don't know anyone that doesn't have either an Android or an Apple phone or iPhone, so it can be an easy download, and you can fill out the registration and easily find new people to play with. Or you can use our app website, which can be accessed by a computer, or you can go on your phone if the app's not working, and you can match with other people and fill out surveys, as well as see our updates as well. Next, our revenue streams. We have 3 plans for the golf courses. 1 month would be for $100. For 6 months, we have $500. And then for a year, we have $900. Now, with those plans, you can choose your months, which I mean by that is if you choose the 12 months and you decide that you don't want to play golf for the 6 months at the end of the year, which are like the cold weather and hard ground to play with. You can choose to expand that to the next year over and use those 6 months then during the nice and warm seasons. And then we will be also taking a 3% commission fee from every booked tea time we have on our app and website. Now, for our total addressable market, we estimated $32 billion from all the golf courses and all the golf apparel that you can buy. And then we also looked up the public golf courses in the US, which we got 10,040. And we multiplied that by 100 to get our SAM, which is $1,040,000. We got the $100 from our 1 month plan. So we estimated it to be our $1,040,000.
Here I'll be going over the process of our MVP. We'll be hiring an employee from Fiverr to create our explainer video. It'll be around $60. We'll be using TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube to find other golfers to play with. And we're hoping to get 10,000 views from all the platforms. Next, if you click the link from the video, it'll take you to our landing page where you can find extra info. We measure our success based off links clicked. We're hoping to get 1,000 links clicked to our explainer video. And then if you click the sign up on our explainer video, you can see it will take you to our Google Forms, which the questions are basically similar to the demo, like about hobbies, age, gender. And we're hoping to get 300 signups. Then, for the spring, if you apply for the text messages, our AI matchmaking system will match the golfers up, and then we'll send each other their contact information, and then we'll let the golfers figure out when and where they want to play. And in the spring, before May, we want over 20 matches played for the golfers.
Now this is our timeline. In mid-February, which is right now, hopefully we'll be able to buy our explainer video with the money. Now you might be wondering what this blank space is in between the middle of February to the end of February. This time right here will be used to upload bunches of different short clips that we've come across to figure out the best TikTok algorithm for us to post our explainer video once we finally get it in the end of February. Then, through all of March, we'll keep uploading different videos almost daily and keep racking up views before it turns into April and May, where we'll have people start signing up and hopefully we'll have an app outline. Then, through the end of April and through May, which is the end of the school year, we'll gather key metrics through the videos and we'll be able to use these reviews that we've gotten back from these Google Forms to make our app better for all the future users.
In total, we were asked for $120, $60 of that being for Fiverr to create our explainer video, $40 of that being for the posters, and $20 for tax.
Make every round magical with Fore. Thank you.
You guys have made a lot of progress since we last talked. Quick question about your first group, your early adopters. Tell me how you're getting them.
So we decided that most of the people who have trouble finding people to play with are a lot of older or college kids who just graduated and they're moving into a new city and they don't have a lot of friends to play with. So this is a service where it can kind of help with almost networking and finding friends to play with.
Okay, so generally college graduations occur in May and June. We're doing investor pitches in middle of May. So you're taking yourself out of that altogether. Is that, you're gonna wait that long to get your?
Well, not exactly. Like, there's still people already graduated from like last year who just moved to get a new job, you know, and that's how we'll find them.
Okay, I ask you to consider how you're gonna get to even faster early adoption. I know we live in the frozen tundra, not too frozen right now, but are there faster ways, more grassroots ways that you can start this so you can get some experience with, does this golf matching work?
There's also an idea that we've also talked about very vaguely is going to places like McRae and these super big public courses, and maybe we've talked to them a little. We haven't talked to McRae specifically, but we need to talk to a couple of golf courses, and what we want them to do, and we still need to figure it out, is we want them to be able to post our idea on their main website, so when people maybe go to sign up for a tee time, they'll be able to see our idea before they golf.
All right, in the last comment, something to keep in mind, the average age of a golfer is 55, 58. So just,
Ouch.
I mean, they've been out of college for a while,
Mhm.
so just think through, how do you connect that?
I like the idea. I think it fills a need. You're talking about your customer being the golfer, but your revenue's coming from the golf course.
Yeah, our user will be the golfer, and the customer will be
Is the golf course, yeah.
Correct.
I think an app is maybe the eventual vision, the goal. This is not gonna be a cheap app. I just want you guys to, this is 5 or 6 figures easy, because you're gonna have to deal with scheduling, availability. You're gonna have to be directly integrating with golf courses. Like Golf Now is great, but it is booking and directly on the courses, right? So there's a lot of back-end development to do that. Something I think that McRae and other golf courses would buy into is if you did something simple like a plug-in on their website that was on their website. They're getting notified, people are going to McRae to book a tee time. That's saying, hey, do you need somebody to play with? Like, fill out your information, we'll match you. And then they're dealing with the physical, because they're all going to have their own POS system to book their tee times.
Yeah.
And all the golf courses are going to have different ones. So that's going to be a nightmare to talk to all those systems when you have your app and your schedule. Think how you can get this in the local courses, slowly ramp up. And the app might be a little early. You got to get some buy-in. You got to get some people using it. You got to get some reviews. $60. Did you get a quote for $60 to do an explainer video? That seems really reasonable.
It's like on Fiverr, I looked it up,
Yeah.
it was like $60. There's one for 45, there's one for 65, there's one for 60. So we just took the middle one.
Is it like a whiteboard video? It's like 10?
It's an animated video.
How long?
It said like get it by the next week. I don't know.
No, I mean the duration of the video. Like 30 seconds.
I don't think
30
it's
seconds.
said. It doesn't say, it didn't say it's restricted.
Man, that's insane. Okay.
Chris, I do a lot of stuff on Fiverr. You kind of get what you pay for.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because it's people that are just trying to get their feet wet, literally. I think that they got to spend.
A little bit
It's going to
more.
be $350.
Yeah.
That video, explainer video is $350. That's when you get people that have done this a bunch. They got 50 reviews. I think your audience were the two guys in your cart. I mean,
Me too.
I think those are the people that are looking to kind of diversify on who they're playing with all the time. I'm a little worried about if you were to do it just on a couple golf courses versus like a lot of golf courses, because that distribution, I mean, you have to start talking to golf courses like now, like 5 this week. Because if that's where your revenues come from, you got to figure that out. And the back end stuff, guys, apps cost 30 grand to start. 30 grand. You can build a website cheaper that's transitions nice to a phone, but apps are 30 grand. That's where they start. There's a ton of businesses in this incubator that have done apps. 30 grand. So don't let that spook you. It's just that's where your start is. So you have to figure out your MVP to get to that point. Start talking to golf courses right now. Like, will they give you? Are they looking for a new channel of revenue? And what percentage will they give you? Because the matchmaking thing is kind of interesting to me. Now, I'm not playing with Drew because he can outdrive me, but he can go find other guys that he can play with, and that's really important. That it is in the same skill set, isn't intimidating, is fun to be around. That's interesting to me. I'm not sure how to. It's like Tinder for golfers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sorry to keep tossing out challenges, but the challenge is, yes, talk to golf courses, whatever, but you're not going to be very useful until you get to some number of users.
Yeah.
Right? And, there are 5 people on the problem. Great, that's not going to be much. There are 50 people, maybe a little better. 500 people. Now it's starting, you're actually making those things. So they're somehow figuring out how to get to that minimum level of viability for your user base to actually be able to do the matches too. So, because if you go for a few times and, sorry, no matches, I don't know, it's a bootstrapping problem.
Yeah, I totally see what Eric's saying, but I do love the idea of it being a match.com for golfers. I agree with Carl, though, that I think in your intro, you were describing 3 people who were kind of mishmashed together, and then the younger person comes up, and maybe they didn't want to golf with the younger person. I know my in-laws are always kind of looking for another couple to golf with, especially on like vacations. So that would also be maybe a target audience. But I like
Resort
the
golf
idea.
courses is a great idea.
Yeah,
Resort.
now we're target marketing.
Yeah.
Quick question, which one of you spoke with Brad Ray?
We haven't spoken with McCray.
Okay, you need to. Just to do, I don't mean even as a pitch, but to understand what their pain points are. If courses are going to be your customer, you need to understand, do they care about getting more quality matches, or do they just want bodies in there? Because I think until you have a deeper level of understanding there, there's going to be a lot of hypotheses that will make it very expensive, even more expensive if you get to the point where you can create an app. Brad's very approachable. Just have a conversation. Ask him what it's like to manage a golf course. You guys
And he's
play
just,
it.
and he's just one, but
He's
you
just
gotta,
one.
you gotta get after that
Yeah.
like now. That can't be something that a week from now you haven't had 3 conversations. Because this is yourself, you got, I mean, people are gonna be, as soon as the Masters is done, the Chicagoans go out to play golf. So you have that much time. And in between here is spring break. So you got time to go do this, but,
It's not going to cost you anything to have those conversations.
so they want $120 for the explainer video. Well, yeah, I think they need an explainer video.
As long as you do more customer interviews, potential customer interviews with people who run golf courses.
Yeah,
You
and
have to partner that to
and
get
back to
smarter.
Margarita's first point, you need to, I think 500 is like kind of a good number. That's a target of people that you want them in your match system. It's gonna be work, but the outcomes will be worth it. And, because you have to have a mix, you have to have a big enough pool, a sample for people to want to give it a shot. So the 120 is good. I don't know how to help them with marketing. That's probably just pressing the flesh and getting people to fill out your app.
Along the grassroots, and no pun on that, but in speaking of golf, he runs a women's social league.
Brad does?
Brad does, where they're basically early intermediate golfers, and those are the folks that are intimidated playing with strangers. It's like, what about if they're really good and be patient with me? He's going to be able to share some of the pain points that you may go, okay, that's the early adopter group that we go after.
If you're getting into a club to talk to a manager, even though it's not the season right now, if there's a clubhouse, there may be members who are going there to have lunch or brunch, things of that sort. You may be able to set up ask them to set up a table outside.
Great idea.
Oh,
And just
yeah.
ask
Awesome
people,
idea.
because not everyone who's, sometimes there's social membership, but most people will golf, periodically, and that's kind of maybe who you're looking for. If not the person who's going to have tea time every Saturday morning or Sunday morning set time, it's going to be more periodic, that maybe someone looking for someone that you're going to put together.
People are hitting golf balls today at
Wow.
McCray.
Yeah.
It is 59. They're
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
So go there.
Are you looking at both private and public courses, or just private? I'm sorry, public.
We've talked to private courses, and so we talked to Biltmore and Specific and Barrington Hills, and they both stated that they don't need matchmaking.
Right.
Yeah, they kind of have it built in.
They got it.
Yeah.
But Village Links, McCray, there's a bunch around.
Palatine,
Here.
Cary, Chalet Hills,
Absolutely.
there's a ton. So I would be in favor of the 120, and I don't know where to go from there.
I think, yeah.
Give them what they need.
It's a reasonable ask.
So 120.
120.
Yep.
120.
All right, good luck, guys.
Thank you.